As the Balkan nation straddles the crossroads between the East and West, Vučic's enigmatic maneuvers have drawn the spotlight. The Ukrainian leader believed he could convince Belgrade to defect to the Russian side. Instead, the Serb leader placed him in a situation where Zelensky is likely about to rip out his hair. Hi and welcome, I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. If foreign diplomacy is an art, it wouldn't be foolish to say that Serbian President Alexander Vučić is a Picasso. Because ruling the most important nation of the Balkans isn't an easy job. Serbia has always been a bone of contention for the Western world. Even during the Yugoslavia war, Serbs were among the groups that became a severe headache for Western operations. The war is over. However, the scars of those brutal days remain. Years have passed and Belgrade is now a steady friend of the EU. However, the Western allies remain bothered as their business relations with Russia are still booming. The airport in Belgrade is the daily landing point for flights from Moscow and St. Petersburg, the city where middle-class Russians are pushing their businesses closer to the EU, and avoiding sanctions has put Europe in a tight situation. Alexander Vučić is yet to pick a firm side in the Ukraine war. Western allies want Serbia in their foray at any cost. Moreover, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who believes himself as the master of diplomacy, also wants Serbia to pick Kiev and assist the Ukrainian forces in defeating the Russian war machine. Just recently, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky attempted to play his charm offensive on the Serbian president. During his visit to Greece, PMO Ukraine reportedly asked the Serbian president for a formal meeting, and so it happened. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with Vučić in Athens, Greece. In his own words, Zelensky said he had an open, honest, and fruitful meeting in Athens with his Serbian counterpart Alexander Vučić. Good conversation on respect for the UN Charter and the inviolability of borders, on our nation's shared future in the common European home, on developing a relations that is in our mutual interest, Zelensky said in a post on the X social media platform, formerly known as Twitter. After that, reports of Serbia joining Ukraine's Crimea reintegration platform emerged. Sadly, Zelensky didn't achieve his dream of weapon supplies. Moreover, his dream of validating his territorial integrity through Russia's best ally, Serbia was pushed into a catch-22 situation by Vučić. Serbian President Alexander Vučić offered to supply Ukraine with weapons, but with a big dare. Serbia reportedly pressed for weapons, and Kiev must not recognize Serbia's province of Kosovo, an independent nation, an influential German EU parliamentarian has confirmed. So Serbia asserted to Ukraine, "You confirm that Ukraine doesn't recognize Serbia, we will give you weapons." For the unaware, Ukraine is among the countries that have not recognized Kosovo's independence from Belgrade, declared in 2008. But West has been mounting pressure on Zelensky to do so, and it is most likely he will do it very soon. Just a few months back, Ukraine supported independent Kosovo's integration into the EU. This proves that Kiev has plans to recognize Kosovo. But now, Vučić has pushed Zelensky into a tough situation. He wouldn't get the weapons and support he had desired from Serbia if he didn't support Vučić's stance. However, he will lose more if he listens to Vučić. Kosovars and the West, to some extent, believe Kosovo is independent, whereas Serbia is just extended Russia. Now, if Zelensky recognizes Serbia's stance that yes, Ukraine supports Serbia's integrity, the West may lose its patience. Zelensky might lose its support from Western allies, including wartime assistance and even monetary assistance to rebuild Ukraine. Both of these things are like an elixir which Zelensky wants at any cost. So it's almost a do or die for Kiev here. Zelensky was effectively treated like a toy horse by Vučić, who put him in a precarious position where he would eventually lose everything. Ukraine's territory is already suffering losses as Russia carries on war against the country. Zelensky's change in tune might hasten the collapse. The Ukrainian leader now faces a catch-22 situation as a result of Vučić's strategic maneuvers, which could have significant repercussions for Ukraine's future.